Robert, we appreciate the Super Chat contribution. Thank you so much for that. How bad do you think our record is going to hurt this upcoming recruiting class? Helps that the Gators and Florida State are struggling too.
I think it's going to have a definite impact on some guys that Miami is after. I think that guys like Brandon Innes and Mark Fletcher from American Heritage, that ship sailed. You know, you lose to A&M, but it's close and it looks halfway decent. You can talk your way into that and say, hey, guys, Innes, if we had you, we're throwing the ball better. Fletcher, if we had you, we're running the ball better. You can sell that Texas A&M loss on the trail. There's no conversation after losing to Middle Tennessee. Like, you know, text messages left on red, phone goes straight to voicemail. Like, you know what I mean? Like, nah, like, that's done. So I think that there's going to be an impact from that in that way. I don't think that it's killer. I don't think that it's terminal to the class. I do think that the group that is committed currently, for the most part, are fully bought in, which is great. I think that Miami is still pursuing some other guys that, whether they're committed elsewhere or not, they can get. But it's not going to be everybody, and it's not going to be at the top of the super duper top of the list. I think that those battles, unfortunately, have been decided and not in Miami's favor. Speaking of which, Cormani McClain, the number 1 cornerback in the country, the number 1 player in Florida, the number 3 player overall in this class, is committing somewhere next week, Thursday, I believe it is. Finalists are Alabama, Florida, and Miami. That's one where if you had hope, you needed things to go differently so far this year. And I never really had hope. I had some hope when he was at Lake Gibson. I literally tweeted it. He transferred to Lakeland Senior High, the Dreadnoughts, orange and black, or black and orange. So that's a wrap. I mean, that's the Marquise, the Pouncey twins, Jeff Rainey, all them other dudes from there. They go to Florida. And if they don't go to Florida, then you had like, what's his name? The running back. Sheesh, I forget his name. I can see it. But the running back went to Clemson, but he was like, never mind, I'm going transferring to Florida. Now you might get, an Alabama in there where it's like, look, I'm going to Bama because Bama is Bama, right? But yeah, I think that one, I think that Miami being a finalist for Cormani McClain is a gold star for the staff to even get that far. But yeah, I think that, to your point, the previous results would have needed to be different to really close on him. And that's what I mean for the top of the list. Now, conversely, if we get Domani Brown, Selwyn Brown's son, Selwyn Brown, who I worked with for 11 years at Miramar, who played at Miami, won 2 championships on teams with Cristobal, things like that. If you get Domani, a 4-star from American Heritage, that's a guy who's not committed anywhere, where I think that Miami can and should close the deal. You get a blue chip guy that it's not a one-to-one replacement, because you're not going to necessarily replace the number 1 cornerback in the country, because like you're not getting the number 1 cornerback in the country. But by getting the Brown kid, then that is the kind of recruiting replacement that works, because you're getting a blue chipper, boom, 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 you can go through, right? So I think that one position and those 2 guys, I think that's kind of instructive of where we are at the moment, where the tip top of the list, probably not, if they're not already in the boat. You know what I mean? Like a Francis Malgo, I don't think he was going anywhere else now, but like, yeah, but like a Cormani McClain, no, but a Domani Brown, I think that's one where Miami can close. So I think you're going to see some of that. But also remember that all programs do see a bump in the first full class of a new coach. Mark Cristobal is widely known to be one of the best recruiting coaches in the country. We have a great recruiting staff. So I think that there can be, and probably will be, some surprises in a positive way as we move towards signing day. But yeah, I think that you cannot overstate the fact that you lost some games that you should have won. The Carolina game, should have won that. Middle Tennessee, I mean, that was a once in 70-year performance from them. So yeah, we get it. But you didn't. And there's going to be a price paid for that. But I think that this class is still going to be top 10 in the end. I think it's going to be more in the 6 to 9 range as opposed to the 2 to 4 range.